So with the video game awards right around the corner, there's always something interesting that happens, or some nominees that are, getting nominated for whatever they may win in these categories. And for some reason, fighting games just always seems to be one of the more interesting ones, isn't it? Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Your boy Uch, and today's video shouldn't be too long, but I just wanted to kind of bring this up. So recently, the Video Game Awards just opened up their ballots so that we can all, as gamers, vote for whatever games we feel right or deserving in winning whatever they're trying to go towards. And honestly, God of War Ragnarok is most certainly winning the majority of those, because out of the 31 different categories, I believe 10 of those are all God of War Ragnarok nominations, which is actually really sick. So hopefully, I'm rooting for God of War Ragnarok. Obviously, I've been playing it here on this channel via live streams and off of Twitch as well, which obviously the VOD versions do come on here. So if you're missing out on any of those, make sure you are checking those out. Hit the like for me. It does help out. Now, we're not here to talk about God of War Ragnarok. We are here to talk about the fighting game nominees for 2022 Game Awards, right? So there's 5 games, and for some reason, I just don't understand why one of them is in this category. Now, this game, obviously the elephant in the room, Sifu. Sifu is an action adventure with some RPG elements added to it, because obviously you get to upgrade your abilities and all these different types of things. But just because it has fighting in it, because it's based on Kung Fu, and it's a really good game. Don't get me wrong. I love the game. I still need to go back and beat it. That's besides the point. The big thing here is that it's among other games that are actual fighting games. So what does this say? This clearly kind of puts out those that are in charge of like deciding all of this, and they must have figured, oh well, Sifu has fighting in it, it's Kung Fu, it's a fighting game. Clearly some people don't know what they're talking about. So the other games, right, the other options that we have to vote on for this year's fighting game of the year for 2022 at the Game Awards is DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, The King of Fighters 15, Multiverses, and then Sifu. This is a very unique lineup in and of itself, and it does seem like they're only choosing from games that came out in 2022, obviously. And considering that, obviously, just looking at the, I guess, landscape or calendar timetable of all the fighting games that came out in 2022, it does make it seem a little more on the scarce side that, yeah, we didn't really get too many new fighting games this year. But at the same time, I think just naming the 4 could have been enough. And honestly, I feel like they almost in a way had to do it like this, because if you break it down like how I'm about to break it down, it almost wouldn't even seem like there wouldn't even be a fighting game category to even win from. Because if you remove Sifu, right, we're down to 4. But now we're given an even more interesting look at those nominees. If we're left with DNF Duel, JoJo's, King of Fighters, and Multiverses, then the new sore thumb is Multiverses. Why? Because Multiverses is the only platform fighter here. DNF Duel and King of Fighters 15 are probably the 2, obviously, way more known and actual traditional fighters. JoJo's, I don't know too much about. I don't know if that's an actual 2D fighter or if that's another 3D arena fighter. I feel like it is 2D, because I have noticed a lot of my own friends, people that I know that are paying attention to JoJo's, and they're playing it and they're actually taking it seriously. So that brings me to with the belief that, yeah, it's probably more likely that JoJo's is also another traditional 2D fighter, which is cool. And then, you look at Multiverse and you're like, wow, like this is the only platform fighter. So why don't they just have a platform fighter award? But I see why they don't, and that's probably because Multiverses is the only one that came out that would fit that kind of category. But then I thought to myself, oh, well, they could just throw in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Right.
Got him!
I mean, that came out last year anyway, so don't mind the joke. I did play it and I enjoyed it, and I miss playing Reptar, but unfortunately that game just kind of was taken out of the oven a little bit too soon, wasn't it? I think that when it comes down to this category in particular, I really do think that some of the committee folks should really, maybe get some people that are more versed in the fighting game genre so that, we can at least have some checks and balances here. Because, like I said, Sifu, great game. Godlike game, 100% recommend. I actually would love to go back to playing it very soon, but I do have my own little schedule for, what I got going on. I even put all my votes in. I can tell you that right now. Sifu did not vote for fighting game. Like, it's not a fighting game. That's the whole point of this video. Sifu is not a fighting game. It is a game that clearly is based off of fighting and kung fu, but it's a single player game. It's a single player game. Let's not forget. Okay, we have single player games that clearly all have fighting, because if that's the case, then why is God of War Ragnarok not on here? They got hella fighting in that genre when you think about it. So what do you guys make of the Video Game Awards? Are you looking forward to it? Have you voted? If you haven't, you probably should, just to, it's the Game Awards or whatever. But what do you guys think or make of this fighting game nominees for 2022? And make sure, as always, you are liking, sharing, subscribing, hit me up on Twitter, all that good stuff. Supporting links will be in the description, as always. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves. May the power protect. Keep a lock loaded right here on this channel. Stay safe, stay clean, and stay the hell inside. I'll see you guys